Hey everybody, got a bunch of new vinyl. Um, I splurged pretty heavily this weekend. Bought a bunch of stuff. There's sort of a story. I actually had a decent amount of special edition DVDs, audio, and CDs, and I don't remember why I happened to look, but I researched on eBay and saw that they were worth a pretty penny. I just have some that are out of print, and I totally didn't realize that they were collector's items, and each of them were going for a lot of money. So since I don't really listen to CDs very often anymore, I just said, what the heck, I'll sell them, and made a decent amount of money. Stuff like some of Peter Gabriel's stuff on Super Audio, and some DVD audios like Band on the Run and Beck's Sea Change. And I mean, for me, Super Audio is sort of a mixed bag. If some of them sound really good, some of them to me just sound, at least on my system, I have sort of an entry level player. Um, they sound really crisp, but there's something lacking. So for me, it was worth getting some money for it, and I went out and spent a bunch on vinyl. I still have some left. I made that much. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to go through a bunch of stuff here, and I'll probably end up breaking it down into a couple videos. In my last video, I had mentioned that I got my first Camel release, the prog band from the 70s. I got my second one here. It's Rain Dances. And this one, the other one I got was Moon Madness, and I think that one was maybe right before this. I think this was 77. And this one's kind of along the same lines. It's excellent. I like it a lot. The next one was another Camel, Mirage, and I think this is a popular one in prog circles, if I'm not mistaken. And it's definitely good, but I like the other two better so far. This one to me, sort of I only listened to it once, but upon first listen, it was maybe a little bit more slightly generic progressive rock. But maybe it bears a few more listens before I make a decision on that. Completely different direction here. This is Del Amitri's debut from '85, I believe. They're best known for a hit they had in the mid-'90s, and this one's a little bit more along the. Why am I getting? It's getting dark. Sorry, guys. Just kind of looking funky on my computer. Anyway, this one's a little bit more new wavy. A little bit different. It's pretty cool. Got another Sun Ra. I already had this one on CD, but I wanted to pick it up on vinyl. And the reissues for Sun Ra are really, you can find it for really good prices. If you're not familiar with Sun Ra, this is definitely a good place to start. It's kind of a big band feel, and it's really relatively straightforward. Relatively, it's I kind of liken it to Charles Mingus's work in the early '60s with Impulse. So if you're familiar with that, you'd probably like this as well. And this is another argument for vinyl. If you like art, I mean, you can get this, but if you like art, why wouldn't you go for this? Look how much more beautiful that is. So, I'll stick with the jazz here. We got some more Eric Dolphy, Conversations. Wasn't familiar with this, so I'm assuming this is some sort of posthumous post-death release. But again, I got this for like $8 or something like that at our local shop, so couldn't pass that up. Got some more jazz in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Some more Coltrane. This is something from the late '70s. It's in excellent shape. It's called Jupiter Variations, which I believe is it's either reprinted. I don't know if it's the exact release or if it's just got different combinations of songs on here, but this is definitely out there. This is that mid to late 60s, later in his life kind of stuff. Yeah, it was in 67, so this is definitely not for the faint of heart. Next is Herbie Hancock. This one is definitely in the Birth of the Cool, or not Birth of the Cool, Bitches Brew feel. It's got the that early sort of jazz fusion feel, but this is actually even spacier than Bitches Brew. Some crazy space kind of keyboard sound. It's really interesting. So I recommend this. I think that's it for the jazz. Got a couple of Yes releases. This is just classic Yes. It's got I think this might have been their first or second best of. This is sort of more or less for going towards the complete set kind of deal. I still got a ways to go, but it was in a cheap the bargain bin at one of my shops. It's like $2. So it's another Yes, Topographic Oceans, and this is the one that sort of prog haters kind of point to, I think, a lot as something that they just hate, because this is the one really in general that the critics kind of panned a little bit because it's got bloated songs. I think it's only 2 songs or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, I think it's 4 sides. So I think, but basically it's like 15-minute songs, and I'm not really familiar with it myself, so I'm going to take a listen and I'll probably like it. But yeah, this is sort of a poster child for the prog excesses, I guess you could say. Here we go. Another one is Amon Düül 2. I believe this is their debut. This is a reissue that I got really surprisingly affordable on Amazon. I'm going to run through some of these a little bit quick here. This is UFO. I couldn't believe I got this one really for cheap. It's kind of, at least in my experience, seems like it's kind of more expensive. This is early UFO, the 3rd or 4th release. It's just really cool artwork too. Grateful Dead in the Dark. Again, another bargain bin. I got this for like $2. I was really surprised to see that. Another sort of prog band, I guess you could say. I got Nectar. This is another one. I got really lucky, even though I was going to spend a lot of money. A lot of the stuff I found was in the bargain bin. I got this for $2. Remember the Future. A couple more here, and then I'll move on to another video. Reissue of Paranoid. I've never actually had this in any form, so I mean, a lot of these songs we're all familiar with. We got War Pigs, Paranoid, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Fairies Wear Boots. But to listen to it on my own stereo at home and not on the radio in the car, wow. it's just an amazing release. Another bargain bin, $2 I think, or maybe even $1. Cyrillic Pillow. Obviously this is a later release. I shouldn't say obviously. I don't really look at it. It kind of looks like the old style back cover. And last, not least, completely mint copy of Graham Parker's Squeezing Out Sparks. That's it for this video. I'll try to get the rest of them out in part 2.